Hello, everyone, and welcome to another analysis slash reaction video. The reason it's kind of a reaction is because I want to I want to sort of talk to you about this song, really, because this song's been with me for many years. And when I first heard it, there was just something really awesome about, I think it was like the chorus and just the sort of pop sensibilities of it, but the description of, I guess, life growing up, which I didn't really understand, but it all kind of sounded fun. Everything sounded fun about it. The song that I'm referring to is Electric Trains by a band called Squeeze. Now, I thought Squeeze were kind of really just a band which were knocking around the UK. Turned out I was wrong, and they actually did have some success in the States. I think they were on, saw some things like looking up this video for Saturday Night Live and all kinds of stuff. So I've been to see their leads. Well, I went and saw Glenn Tilbrook solo at the Borderline in London. I actually supported Chris Difford. More on that in a bit, but did support Chris Difford down in Southampton, and I've been to see them as a band as well. Wasn't my favorite experience actually going to see a band because the bass was so crazy powerful. I remember it like hurting, like it just wasn't an enjoyable experience. It was just like, what, you know, I get it. You want the audience to feel it, but then it's like feeling it in like assault. Anyway, we're going to get started with this because I've not seen this video. I didn't actually know they had a music video for it, but we're going to get started on this one. And this is a beautiful song, and let's check out we'll check out the lyrics, and we'll also check out the video. Right, just starting off there. So the lyrics are, well, I thought it was, I was kinda mummy's boy. But it's, I was crowned a mummy's boy by friends I didn't like. I just think that's funny because I always used to call kids at school like, oh, they're my friend, but I don't really like them. You know, you always used to call people friends, even if they weren't friends. We always used to be, yeah, they're my friend from school. Do you like him? No. Yeah, and like notice everything's really big, like, so it's about him being a child and the rest of the band take on these characters. I made a meal trips to school upon my father's side. I used to sit between his legs, perched on a piece of wood. That I could relate to that. I still relate to that. My dad used to pick me up from school sometimes on his bike, and it was quite exhilarating because I used to have to hold onto the handlebars and sit on like straddle the crossbar and like just like hold on for dear life, really. But I always remember it being sort of quite exciting because yeah, I mean, one, I was being picked up from school by my dad, and you know, I always loved that. And yeah, I just the relatability, if that's a word, I can really relate to this song like already. And that as well. And if it ever rained on us, I'd slip beneath his hood. I just kind of like that. It just shows that sort of that fatherly, father-son thing where, you know, just keeping your boy dry, really. That start of the chorus, da 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 da, from Julie Andrews, and I knew who Julie Andrews was, like after like seeing The Sound of Music and obviously like Mary Poppins and things like this, and I didn't know I didn't know who Jerry Garcia was until my dad told me it was the singer of Grateful Dead. But that it was just from Julie Andrews. I was just like, wow, that's a I don't know, it just really lifts, just a really great lifting chorus here. Jerry Garcia, life was all fun and games. I was out of my head and underneath my bed. I love it. I mean, you see him like all playing with electric trains on the bed. It's kind of, I mean, this is like way pre Toy Story, but it's just interesting that they've kind of got these like little characters and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids vibes, maybe, I don't know. But there's just something really nice about this. And at home the stereo was on, and there's just this feeling that his life is sort of surrounded by music, and you know, you got Julie Andrews, and then you got the Grateful Dead, and this juxtaposition of two musical artists, but he's kind of surrounded by it. And from Julie Andrews to Jerry Garcia, life was all fun and games. And I think it's looking back on a childhood like very fondly. And when I first heard this, I was on a beach. I think it was like down in Devon or Somerset. And it was really hot. And my dad was... I can't remember if my brother was there. I think he might have been playing football with my brother, and I like back then I really loved listening to music on headphones, and I used to listen to it really loud. And I remember listening to this song, it just the tingles. I remember rewinding this song like again and again and again, just playing it again. For Julie Andrews, it just had such a triumphant sort of like out of my head to Jerry Garcia. And I never realized how high Glenn Tilbrook's voice was, but this guy has a fantastic voice. But to listen closely, Chris Difford is I don't want to say the unsung hero, because he is totally a sung hero of this group, but what he does is he sings the octave. So he's like, from Julie Andrews to Jerry Garcia. So there's this constant sort of low octave going on in the chorus. Playing with electric trains. You hear that? Electric trains. At home the stereo was on. My head was filled with rock. That's nice. Like, at home the stereo was on. My head was filled with rock. And this next part, like, this next part really, really does ring true for me. I'll tell you why in a sec. I played a willow cricket back guitar and soloed round the clock. The imagery there, I mean, it's so on the nose, but it makes so much sense. I played a willow cricket back guitar and soloed round the clock. The amount of times that I've like stood in front of a mirror, like, and me and my dad, we used to have tennis rackets and rock out together, like when I was a little boy, and I mean the rest is history, really. But like that's what we used to do. Like I wasn't a musician. My dad didn't really play guitar, and but it was good to have a tennis racket and just kind of go for it and pretend that you were, you were a musician. I don't know. Right, so my records stacked up in a pile, collected from the charts and top of the pops. Now I don't know if that's him saying that his records stacked up in a pile, collected from the charts and top of the pops. Like what we used to do a lot, which is illegal, but we used to tape stuff off of the radio, and we used to tape stuff off of TV, and well, we were kids, we didn't have any money, but one of the best things I used to do was I used to love to get blank tapes and make mixtapes, and I used to bounce things from one tape to another, and that I remember that being really, really cool, and taping stuff off of like television. If a friend had any music videos that they could sling my way, that I would, you know, any Green Day, you got any Green Day music videos? It was like gold dust back then. Not like now when we can just like go on YouTube and I can just go, oh, I wonder if Squeeze have got a video to Electric Trains. Oh yeah, they do. Oh, how about I do a reaction video to it? Okay, you know, it's just so easy now. But back then, it really was like really, really precious, and I miss that. I really do miss that a lot. Did you see? There he is. Oh, well, that's a good time to stop it. That's what me and my dad used to do. Just just rock away on rock away on a tennis racket. So this is me. This is me with Chris Difford from Squeeze down in Southampton, and he was going around. I think he was traveling around with his manager, and Squeeze have been a band that have kind of gone on and off, on and off, on and off. Not that they've ever split up, but what they would do is just take a bit of a hiatus and then come back. My dad said that he went and saw Glenn Tilbrook, their other singer, with a high voice in some pub. We were talking about it the other day, actually. And he said that on the poster, it said Glenn Tilbrook X Squeeze. And Glenn went to the bar to get a pint. And he turned to my dad and his mate. And he just tore the poster down, ripped it in half, and just went, "That's bollocks." He goes, his words are mine. He goes, "That's bollocks." He goes, "I'm not ex Squeeze. Squeeze hasn't stopped. I'm still in Squeeze." I was like, "Whoa, that's a cool. Like, I like that. I like that a lot about young Glenn." What I love about Glenn Tilbrook is his voice has remained high. I saw him on stage at the Borderline, and his voice was just pristine, but he was drinking. I don't think he really has to fight like me. When I sing high, I have to be very careful with my voice, but you get some of these guys that they can just keep drinking, and I don't know what their voices are made of. I mean, it's got to be something genetic that they are just able to do this and sort of operate even after sort of smashing their vocal cords to pieces, or what should be to pieces, but they sort of still stay strong. But yeah, he was drinking whiskey through everything. He was drinking beer. I couldn't do that. I'd be an absolute wreck. But yeah, this was a fun memory. And there was because Chris sings the lower parts, there was a song. And I mean, I'm not taking anything away. Actually, I'm taking stuff away from Chris Difford. But I just think that the beauty of Squeeze was Glenn Tilbrook plus Chris. And hearing Chris by himself, cool. It was cool. Totally cool. But it missed a lot of the high vocals. And when he played this one song, it was just acoustic. And I was singing in the audience along with him. And I was singing Glenn Tilbrook's part. And he actually stopped and went, "Whoa, that was good." And he didn't know it was me. He went, "Whoa, that was pretty good." And I was the only one in the audience who was actually able to hit this thing. It was a good moment for me. And people turned around and went, "Oh, well done, Dan, well done, Dan." I was like, nice. I kind of felt like I had sung with Chris Difford. Do you want to hear something funny about this? It's kind of gross, but it's funny as well. Do you know what? I do look back at this photo with a bit of fond memories. However, yeah, right before this, I said, "Oh, Chris, it would be okay if I get a photo with you?" He goes, "Yeah, no problem." He had just eaten a curry and he stood up and belched. This seems to be happening to me a lot at the moment. I don't know what it is, but people's manners are just, and their bodily functions are just a little bit, I don't know, lax. And I think that's kind of the right word. And I said, I mean, yesterday at Cool the Wild Festival, some guy came on stage and went, "Good show, man." And he went, "Bah, thanks, geezer." And I was like, oh, God. Like, I don't know, it's pretty good. But right before this, Chris belched. And I was like, oh, gross. Absolutely gross. So that look on my face, that's me. If I look a little bit puffed up, I was like, was I ever that sort of, was I a bit chubby there? Was I sort of packing on? I think I was just holding my breath. Take the picture, take the picture. Anyway, I just thought that was a funny, weird little story to tell you all. And let's carry on with the song. It's just such a fun chorus, and like they're obviously having a good time doing it, not taking themselves too seriously. I mean, they released that song "Cool for Cats" and everything, so they've got that. I guess what the Foo Fighters sort of had, like with the Everlong video and "Learn to Fly" and all that kind of stuff, like having sort of fun with their videos and not taking themselves too seriously, cross-dressing, all that kind of stuff, like Queen did. I mean, it's a little bit on the nose, and I kind of didn't really, I mean, I still don't really know what it means. Kneeling with torchlight shining before me, in bed with my eyeballs stuck in readers' wives. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what readers' wives means, or any of this imagery, but maybe you guys can understand it. Please don't write anything in the comments. I'm not interested. Gross. I mean, totally gross. Pubic hairs proudly counted every day. Then he goes, manhood took me slowly out into the Milky Way. But it's just about growing up. It is just about growing up. I mean, it's not Green Day's Dookie or anything sort of like that crude, but it's about moving up into becoming a young man. And I was on the verge of becoming a young man, I guess. No, it was something I could see down the line. Like I'm getting quite emotional actually. Like I was about 10 years old, I think, and like things were, I was noticing girls, and like, my body was changing. I was getting stronger. I was getting faster. I was suddenly interested in all this stuff, and everything was changing. And this song was about change, but it was also like, whoa, what have I got to come? It was all intrigue. I love this. It's just like the solo isn't a crazy widdly mental solo. It's just like down 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 down. It's just, don't go too crazy. It is what it needs. The passage of time in this, I chased the girls and made them cry. The hair grew down my back. Like, he's a teenager now, The passing of my teenage years was spent down in the sack. Getting your first girlfriend, the passing of my teenage years was spent down in the sack. I think that means like he just spent a lot of his time in bed, like most teenage boys do. This next bit's funny. I played guitar and formed a band. I puked up all night long. And I think the more I took that to mean he had stage fright. Even when I was young, I was like, that sounds like he's not very comfortable with it. I puked up all night long. Why would he be puking up all night long if he's formed a band? I just want to go back to that bit. Was that? What is that? Is that his parents? Hang on, let's have a look at that. Now that's interesting. I wonder what happened there, because that looks like they're offering his parents some sort of a deal. I don't know what happened there. Maybe that's something. As people came to sit and stare while I raced through my songs, and you often hear about stuff like that, like young musicians, and they go to the parents. They want to get the parents involved. I've had some sort of dealings with parents of very talented young people. And it's an interesting take on music and the entertainment industry at large. But I wonder if there's any truth in this. I'm gonna have to check out something, do a bit of Googling on it all. But I would be interested to know if there is any actual truth in this. We're rich. Okay, let's have a look at that. What are you doing there, Chris? Yeah. Yeah, it says music contract. And he's like, we're rich. I mean, I don't think that's what happened with them. The sound of music passed me by just like the Grateful Dead. And then, yeah, I just think that's really cool. Really cool song. How he takes his voice up. I was out of my head. Electric trains. I used to love that bit. Electric trains. It's just great. Like, what a cool video. And it really does. It still brings back a lot of memories of when I was young, and when I first heard it. I remember where I was. Well, I remember being on the beach, remember it being really, really hot, and it's just having such a great vibe, and it still has that great vibe to this day. I really think that they're one of the most unsung bands internationally, because they're so prolific in their songwriting, and such a hardworking band, and such a talented band. Jules Holland used to be on on keys for them as well. Not, I think, very much of Jules Holland, but you know, he went on to do the Jules Holland Show, which then gave a platform for loads of musicians, etc., etc. But I'm sure I'll do some more on Squeeze, actually, because loads of their songs like really still do mean a lot to me, and I think that they are just a really awesome band. Anyway, thanks very much for watching today. I've got to go and teach some guitar now, and I want to thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your interest in what I do, and taking a look at, well, being interested in what keeps me interested and got me interested in music in the first place. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Stay frosty. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button and hit the subscription bar and the bell below, all that kind of stuff. You know what to do. You guys are far more versed at the old YouTubes than myself. Take care of yourselves. Stay frosty. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.